Hello Nidorinas and Nidorinos, and welcome to Malie City, where the Malie Draconids are facing the Virbank Venom. The Venom are going to start out with Nidoqueen and Crobat, whereas the Malie Draconids are starting out with Goodra and Grandpa, Goodra being one of the two pseudo-legendaries that are actually on the Malie Draconids side. Let us know in the comments below who you think is going to win today's battle, the Draconids or the Venom. Both teams definitely want to win to try and creep up into the top 4. Crobat's going to start out having that 130 base speed, and it's going to go with a Fire Blast, starting things off strong. Goes straight for Goodra. It's not going to be very effective on the Dragon type though. Goodra with an opportunity to respond. Goodra also has that 150 base defense, and it's going to go with a Dig, so here it goes, burying its way underground. It's not going to want to target Crobat. Crobat will avoid that attack, being a Poison Flying type. Nidoqueen now goes with a Fusion Flare, and it will target Drampa. Just about as good as that Fire Blast did to Goodra from Crobat. Those fire types not super effective on the Dragon typing. We get a Boomerang coming from Drampa, but that's not going to affect Crobat. As I said, being a flying type, it is immune to all ground type attacks. Crobat now is going to go with a Night Slash, but goes for Goodra, who's not on the field at the moment, with that Dig. And it did go for Crobat, so Crobat avoids 2 ground type attacks in a row, and then we get an Uproar coming from Nidoqueen. Goes for Goodra. It's not going to do much damage, but Nidoqueen is going to continue to do that over the next couple of turns. Drampa now going to go with a Heat Crash, another fire type move we're seeing in this battle. Going for Nidoqueen, not going to be as effective as it could be, as Nidoqueen is a part ground type. As always, this is a 6-on-6 Metronome battle, so if we do hit that 20-minute time limit, we will go into single battle overtime. Crobat again with that speed, going with the Power Up Punch. And it does go for Drampa, so it's going to be much more effective, Drampa being a Dragon normal type. Goodra now. Goodra has that 100 attack and 110 special attack, so if it hits, it can really do some damage, but it's not having any luck so far. Nidoqueen avoiding that attack, and that continues that Uproar. Drampa now. Drampa has that 135 special attack, so if I can make the most of it, but not much being done by the Malie Draconids so far. Crobat, as we've said before, has that speed advantage. Not many Pokemon in the Elite Challenge League are quicker than Crobat. No recover is going to be useless, as Crobat is at full strength. Goodra now goes with a Thunder Wave, and it goes for Nidoqueen, who's immune to electric type attacks, being a ground type. That Uproar did continue there. Continuing to chip away at Goodra. Now we get a Hydro Cannon coming from Drampa. Surely it's going to want to go for Nidoqueen. Instead goes for Crobat. Massive damage still, taking Crobat all the way down into the yellow. Nidoqueen on the battlefield at the moment. Its best stat is actually only its attack at 92, so that's its highest. Nothing over 100, which is very rare for Pokemon in the Elite Challenge League. And we're going to get a Roar of Time from Crobat. And this will finish Drampa off. Super effective hit from Crobat. Very impressive to take Drampa out of this battle nice and early. We want to get a good head start on the Dragon types. They can usually do some serious damage. Nidoqueen now. Goodra actually hasn't done too much so far in this battle. We get a Poison Powder coming from Nidoqueen. So Goodra is going to be taking damage in between turns now. There's that damage taking effect to Goodra, almost taking it down into the red. Going to have our third Pokemon now coming out for the Draconids, and it's Appleton, a Grass Dragon type. Appleton's coming onto the field with that 110 base HP and 100 special attack. Crobat's going to recharge after that Roar of Time. Goodra needs to do something, take advantage of its attack stats. It's going to go with a Heavy Slam. So finally going to see it do some damage. Going for Crobat, and it'll finish it off. So Goodra hits hard and eliminates Crobat from this battle. Nidoqueen has an opportunity to respond now. It's going to go with a Wish. So we'll see if it can that wish can come true in the coming turn. See if it can restore some health soon. Appleton now. One of the slowest Pokemon in the Elite Challenge League. Goes with an Overheat. More fire type moves in this battle. And Nidoqueen will get taken down into the yellow as the special attack of Appleton is lowered. Goodra has finally been taken down into the red by that poisoning. Third Pokemon now is going to come out for the Virbank Venom. And it's going to be Toxapex. Toxapex is very defensive based. 152 base defense. 142 special defense. So it can't necessarily give out a great hit, but it can take a lot of them. Gudra is going to go with a Poison Sting. This isn't going to be very effective on the Poison type Venoms. As you can see, barely leaving a mark on Toxapex. Now Nidoqueen is going to go with the Hone Claw, so it's just going to boost its attack and increase its accuracy. Toxapex, a little bit faster than what Appleton is with that 35 speed. It's going to go with a Rock Blast, see if how many hits it can get off. Gets one. Gets a critical hit on Gudra. This second one's going to get the job done, and Toxapex is going to get the elimination of the pseudo legendary. It's 2 down now for the Malie Draconids. Appleton needs to respond with something. It's just going to go with a clear Smog, and it will target Toxapex. Again, not very much damage being done to the water poison type. And Nidoqueen's wish has come true, so it'll get that health restoration there. Taking it back into the green, and Tyrantrum. Fossil Dragon Rock type coming out for the Malie Draconids. Tyrantrum, very physical attack, 121 base attack, 119 defense actually as well to boost that. Nidoqueen though, going to go with a Kinesis, so it's not going to go for a physical attack. Does lower the accuracy of Appleton though, that can actually be very beneficial later on in the battle, we'll see what happens. Tyrantrum goes with an Ingrain, so it's going to plant some roots in the ground. It'll be getting health restoration in between turns. Now Toxapex. Going to go with the Lick. We'll target Appleton. It's not going to do a great deal of damage. Appleton having a chance to respond now. Just going to go with a simple Beam. Looks like it's going to target Nidoqueen, so it's going to change that, I believe, Poison Point, yes, into a simple ability, which will allow Nidoqueen's stats to be doubled, but also they can be taken down twice as much as well. Nidoqueen's going to go with a Bug Bite. Surely it's going to want to go for Appleton with that move. Instead goes for Tyrantrum. Still gets a surprisingly decent hit off thanks to that critical hit. Nidoqueen's going to eat its Leopard Berry as well. Restore some of that PP for its Metronome attack. We get a Fire Spin in response from Tyrantrum. And it will target Nidoqueen, so Nidoqueen's going to be taking damage in between turns from that Fire Spin. Get a Strength now coming from Toxapex. And it will target Appleton. Slowly chipping away at the Grass-type Dragon. Thunder Wave in response, and it will go for Toxapex, but Toxapex avoids the attack. There's that Ingrain, restoring some of the health for Tyrantrum whilst Nidoqueen takes that Fire Spin damage. Malie Draconids are actually currently sitting in 7th. They have won their last 2. They definitely won 3 in a row. They want to try and inch up closer towards that top 4. Much safer positioning in the top 8. Swift now coming from Nidoqueen, going to hit both opposing Pokemon. It's not very effective though on Tyrantrum. Tyrantrum's going to respond with a Cross Chop, but Nidoqueen avoids the attack. Eerie Impulse coming from Toxapex. It continues to target Appleton. Appleton's special attack's going to be lowered. Yeah, it's going to go with a Rock Blast, but Nidoqueen avoids the attack again. There's that Ingrain boosting Tyrantrum. There's the Fire Spin. Nidoqueen doing very well to avoid these attacks. After having that wish as well, it finally gets taken back down into the yellow. Virbank and Venom actually currently sitting 5th, so they're doing very well to sit where they are on the ladder. They want to get close to see if they can inch their way even into the top 2 or 1. Vicious Rain comes from Nidoqueen, and that eliminates Tyrantrum. Very impressive showing here by Nidoqueen, who's been in since the start of this battle. Coming up to 10 minutes shortly. So Tyrantrum has been eliminated, and a vital throw from Toxapex onto Appleton, taking it down into the yellow. Appleton's going to go with a Throat Chop. And that will target Nidoqueen. Nidoqueen's still in the yellow, just hanging on. And that Fire Spin looks like it's over. And Altaria is going to come out now for the Malie Draconids. Altaria coming on the field, 105 special defense. It's also got a 90 base physical defense. Altaria has the speed advantage on the battlefield now, goes with a Power Swap. And it's going to target Toxapex. Not much power to be swapped with there. Nidoqueen. A Throat Chop's going to prevent Nidoqueen from actually using its attack. Safeguard comes now from Toxapex, prevent any status conditions being put on Nidoqueen or Toxapex itself. Appleton is going to go with Smart Strike. You know this is definitely going to hit, and it goes for Nidoqueen. And Nidoqueen has finally been taken out of this battle after lasting about 10 minutes. Very impressive showing by Nidoqueen. Fourth Pokemon now is going to be coming out for the Virbank Venom. And it's going to be Dragalge. Dragalge coming in with 123 special defense. We've actually seen Toxapex and Dragalge team up multiple times so far this season. And they do very well together. See if they can continue that momentum. Altaria will definitely want to try and prevent that as quickly as possible. Altaria goes with the Play Knife, so it's just looking to lower the stats here. Does target Toxapex, so lowers Toxapex attack. Dragalge now. Gonna go with the Coil, so Dragalge's gonna be boosting its own stats here. There you go, Dragalge getting that attack and defense boost as well as lifting its accuracy. Toxapex now. Gonna go with a Spore, but it won't affect Appleton, so Appleton will not be put to sleep. And Appleton's gonna go with a Mist Ball. Looks like it's gonna target Toxapex. This won't be very effective. Actually, I apologize. I was completely wrong there. It's super effective, but it barely does any damage to Toxapex still. Just such amazing defenses. Altaria does have a speed advantage. It's sitting at 80 speed, and it goes with an agility, so it's going to give that a nice boost. Everyone else on the battlefield actually has a speed less than 45. So not the quickest Pokemon on the field at the moment. Get a Wonder Room coming from Dragalge. Does switch the defense and special defenses of all Pokemon on the battlefield. See how long that lasts before we get a Scold now coming from Toxapex. It's going to target Altaria. Not much damage being done though. Not very effective, but it will leave Altaria with a burn, so Altaria's going to be taking damage from that burn in between turns. Appletone goes with an Octolock. Targets Dragalge. Dragon Poison type, and actually could have been drafted to the Malie Draconids, but instead was drafted to the Virbank Venom. There's that burn taking effect on Altaria. Whilst Dragalge's defense and special defenses will be lowered. So both of these teams are actually sitting with a 4-2 record so far this season. So whoever wins will definitely be sitting on top of the other after this battle. Ice Fang now coming from Altaria. It'll target Dragalge. It's super effective, but doesn't actually do as much damage as you might think. Dragalge is going to respond with a Pin Missile. Going to target Appleton. Massive hit. Gets one. Gets 2 hits, and that'll do it. Appleton has been eliminated. That's 4 down now for the Malie Draconids. 2 down for the Virbank Venom. Toxapex with a chance to target Altaria. It's going to go with a Venom Drench, but it will fail. And there's that burn again taking effect on Altaria. So the final Pokemon now coming out to the field for the Malie Draconids, and it's going to be Flapple, family member of the Appleton. Flapple's coming on with 110 base attack. See if it can avenge its fallen Grass Dragon type. Altaria now is going to go with an Air Cutter. Hits both Toxapex and Dragalge, who are both still sitting in the green. As I said before, they are a very good team when they're partnered up together. Flapple's going to go with a Haze. Haze will come out onto the battlefield. All the stat changes have been eliminated. Everyone's set back to their standard forms. Dragalge now. Going to go with a Discharge. And it looks like it will hit everybody on the field, even doing damage to its teammate Toxapex, who it's super effective on. Dragalge is going to go with a Power Split. Targeting Appleton. Not Appleton, sorry, Flapple. There's that burn continuing to chip away at Altaria. And the Safeguard has finally left the Virbank Venom side of the field as well. Also in our description below, we do have a link to our Instagram page. Always feel free to check out our social media for regular updates. Altaria, still the quickest on the field. Goes with a Strength. Looks like it's going to target Toxapex, and it does. Finally getting Toxapex down into the red. Toxapex is still hanging in there. Power Trip coming from Flapple. This time going for Dragalge. Now Dragalge is finally in the yellow. So they're still trying to chip away at these two. Bite now coming from Dragalge. It's going to target Flapple. It's not going to do a great deal of damage, but more than enough for what you'd want from Dragalge. Burning Jealousy is going to come from Toxapex. He's going to hit both opposing Pokemon, putting both Flapple and Altaria down into the yellow. That Burn's continuing to hit Altaria between turns. All the advantages on the Virbank Venom, still having 4 Pokemon remaining. Altaria with an opportunity to finish off Toxapex. Surely they're going to want to take it out. Going to go with an Eerie Impulse. It's going to go for Dragalge. So Dragalge's special attack gets lowered. Not going for the offensive move. Flapple's opportunity is going to ride that Surf. Hit everybody on the field at will. Still won't get the job done on Toxapex, not very effective on anybody on this field at all. And Dragalge's going to go with a Flare Blitz. It's going to get some recoil damage from this. And it's going to go for Flapple and finish it off with that super effective move. Apologies, not super effective, but it still does a lot of damage as Flapple is part Grass type. Dragalge will take itself down into the red, but it's still hanging in there. Now Toxapex is going to go with an Oblivion Wing. Surely this will get the job done. And it will. Altaria will be eliminated by Toxapex. And there's a little bit of health restoration there for Toxapex, just to add insult to injury. But Toxapex and Dragalge, very impressive showing by these two, regularly performing well, and they've finished off the Malie Draconids. Started fantastically for the Virbank Venom with that roar of time taking Dramper out. Very impressive there by Crobat. And the Virbank Venom just performed so well. Very good team showing. Even taking out Goodra very early on in this battle, the pseudo legendary. It did do well to take out Crobat, but it couldn't do much else. Here it is, Toxapex taking Goodra out with that Rock Blast. Fantastic there. Virbank Venom, who were sitting in 5th, are hoping to inch their way up that ladder, see what they can do. Next week they'll be facing the Saffron Psychics in Virbank City, so they're going to want to hope to continue that momentum. Malie Draconids are going to hope that they don't slip out of the top 8 with this loss. As I said, they're sitting in 7th. But next week they'll be facing the Baloney Angels, their rivals actually, in Baloney City. The Baloney Angels will have the Fairy typing advantage over the Dragon types. But we'll see if the Malie Draconids can come out with a victory. And this is the last turn, 2 in a row. Dragalge takes out Flapple, and then Toxapex takes out Altaria. Again, very impressive showing by these two. Fantastic. Every time they're together, they perform so well. See if they can continue that throughout this season. But there's that win. The record for the Virbank Venom goes to 5-2. But as always, Nidorinos, thank you so much for watching. Let us know in the comments below who you thought was the best on field. And always remember, you are awesome, and I will speak to you next time.